Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last cast on Earth. We are back with Naboo. Naboo, bad news. You made a bet with me and Baboon King last week, and you lost. What happened?
Well, I probably shouldn't have made some wild bet like I did, but yeah, I
I'm,
lost. I
but,
lost so much.
but you were so confident. You were
Yeah,
so confident.
yeah, but obviously I didn't have some intels yet that you had, guys. So
I didn't have any
I think it
intel.
wasn't a fair advantage.
I did not have any intel. I just have a sixth sense. I have a sixth sense
hmm
for these things. All right.
Well, anyway, I lost.
All right. Well, we just had a crazy podcast with Mikey TV came back and graced us with his presence. Why don't you tell the people what they are about to get into?
Yeah, well, so obviously, we had to open this podcast with the weirdest Last Day on Earth stream that occurred at the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, there is a lot to say about it. I guess you'll see.
Yep. Yep.
Then we talked about season 11.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, there were a lot to say. I don't say much, and I let you discover that, you guys. And finally, we made some wild speculations about what could be season 12 from what we saw.
Yeah, with the teaser artwork that they put out, they left. They did leave some Easter eggs in there, so we talk about that and see if we can make some accurate guesses about what's gonna happen. Uh,
Yeah.
so Naboo, thank you again for all the graphics that you provided for us to scroll through while the podcast is rolling. For the people that are watching this on YouTube, you will be able to see those. For everybody else, thank you for listening and enjoy the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? Welcome to the last cast on Earth. We are being joined once again by our beautiful co-host Naboo, and as they both came in and just subscribed to the channel, we are welcoming back Mikey TV, Mikey with the rebrand. How you doing, my man?
Fit and fabulous, as always. Great to be back.
Nice.
And yeah, let's get busy.
Let's get busy. All right, guys. So as you saw, there's going to be a few things we're talking about today. We will be covering season 11. We are right in the middle of season 11. We have some teaser artwork that we're going to look at for season 12. But first, we got to talk about something that happened a few weeks ago. What I have been calling the most bizarre Last Day on Earth stream ever. Now, for those of you who missed it or didn't know, there was a stream that was put on by Crown Gaming. So they did a huge stream of Last Day on Earth. They brought in some content creators to play this game. A lot of them for the first time. And just for some background information, Crown Gaming is owned by Amazon, who also owns Twitch. It had, according to the numbers, around 110,000 people watching this stream. If you go back and look at the video that was posted, it had apparently 1.5 million total views, which means 1.5 unique individuals watch this on Twitch. And it was definitely bizarre. So for those of you who might have missed it, we're going to show you just real quick a nice little preview. So take a look and enjoy.
Witches, bro.
There you go. One. Almost.
I got the kite, bro.
Two.
Wait, not yet. Okay.
Guys, one more, baby.
Oh, there's a bar. It's a bar.
There's a bar. That's it. It's gonna
Bars
be in
have
there.
lots of drinks.
Yes, many drinks for
Many?
kids and
Yeah,
adults alike.
baby!
There it is. Boom, baby. Okay. Wait. Tack it off. That's number 2.
Number
That looks
two?
like an 11. I swear, it's just 2.
Come for this fresh, juicy meat.
said I had to kill 3 zombies?
5 zombies.
Five
5
zombies
zombies
with a
in
hatchet?
Limestone Ridge with hatchet. Bro, you got this. You got this.
Limestone Ridge.
You know what that is?
Limestone Ridge.
There's too many of them.
Please.
There's too many.
There's so many.
I'm gonna
Alright.
die right now.
All right, you just gotta get the grenade.
Since you were all decimated by zombies, you will now have to become one.
This is very fleshy.
He suckled on my teat for hundreds of orbital cycles.
Welcome to my crib, okay? Come on inside.
I am Zakiventus, and my bulge approves of this message.
So that was a thing. That was a real life thing that happened. So Mikey, one of the reasons that we wanted to invite you back on the show today was because you had a very unique experience. You were banned from this stream. So tell us, start with how you heard about, or how you got to start watching this stream, and then, what happened after you were watching this content.
Do you know what? I don't actually. Oh no, I do remember. I think LDoE, Kafir actually tweeted the stream out, and then I didn't know anything about it. I wandered on over. I took a look. It was probably like the first 10 minutes of the stream. I seen like Star Snipe come in there. I think Happy was in there at some point. There was loads of people that just started to congregate. I seen a load of the regular viewers that we've got around here congregate into the stream, and I think 90% of the chat was like, what is this? What's going on? What am I watching? And to be fair, I was exactly the same. It was one of those. It was kind of, for me personally, if I'm putting opinions to it, the content for me was not to my taste, and I was very much like, I don't know what I'm watching here. What the hell am I watching, really? And then I was still wondering. I think it was not until about 20-30 minutes in, I started to see some form of LDoE content, because the first part was these folks. I don't even know. You guys have just seen what they were dressed up as.
Yes.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I've never seen that at a Halloween party, but yeah. I wandered on over. I think everybody was in the same boat, wondering what the hell's happening. And then the viewers started to grow and grow and grow and grow. And I was like, well, fair, you know what? Fair play if they're attracting this many viewers. I think they had 11,000 followers. I was like,
yep.
You know that? Okay, I see. Okay, whatever. We'll let it slide. And then I looked at, you look at the viewer list. I started seeing other people started cottoning on, and you see them pop up saying like viewbot and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, what? Okay. So you have a little nosy, and then there's literally like no more than 500 people's names in the thing, but there's probably like 70,000-80,000 viewers. So me and my big mouth and my little fingers started doing this. I was like, I just typed in viewbot, and the term viewbot was banned. And I was like, that old chestnut, I've seen that done before on these, like, these sites where they take your Steam account and all this sort of stuff. They say you can win prizes, just entering your, all that faff. So I was thinking, I got to protect the people here. So then I put this like elaborate, as people do. I've got drops banned on my stream. Just the name drops, or just the word drops. And I ended up using some, I ended up just V ... I ... and then just put it out there, and it came out. It took them about 10 seconds to realise that I'd what I put, to be fair. And then they banned me. I got banned.
Wow.
For that, yeah. Because, to be honest, all I'm seeing is if Kafir, again, I knew nothing about this. If Kafir has done a paid promotion here, all I can see is with them boosting numbers the way they did. Again, I didn't know they were owned by Amazon. I didn't know all that backstory at that point.
Right.
I was concerned for Kafir. Also concerned to think that if people are seeing this and they're thinking, well, my support for the game is going towards this.
Mm-hmm.
My monthly or my season pass that I pay for, or the crates that I buy, all that sort of stuff, and they think it's going to what we've just seen. It's not a good PR position for Kafir to be in.
Absolutely.
And then with this ViewBot as well, I was thinking maybe if they were doing some sort of partnership, the contract may have, the basis of whatever's being paid by Kafir might be on viewership or reach or something like that. So if they then come off stream after 2 hours saying we reached, we had 1.5 million different people view this, that'll cost you X amount of money. So, and that was the big concern for me. So I got banned.
Yeah. I had a similar. I didn't get banned, but I made a point to say, hey, there's 110,000 people watching this stream, and you guys did a poll and had 60 votes on this poll. So you're saying out of 110,000 people that only 60 of them give a crap. So I said something like that, and I got timed out. I know there's some people in the chat. Stars and Dreams was getting some deleted messages. Max was there as well. So there were a lot of the people that we know in the community that were there, and that were just disappointed in and not that it was at any fault to the content creators that were there, because they that was
I believe style, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe they did the best with what they were dealt, and they were just dealt a bad hand, Yeah. So Nabu, I know you watched some of this stream, some of it from the rerun. What were some of your takeaways and thoughts from what you saw?
Well, I'm not sure I have the words to express my feelings.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I was surprised, but I can't say it's the good kind of surprise.
Right.
Or surprises.
Right.
Yeah, that was awkward. That is the word, awkward. I didn't understand. Like Mikey said, most of the time I was like, what am I watching? Come on.
Yeah.
And the thing that shocked me most, I think, and it's not a good press for Kefir, is the fact that it was obvious the players were beginners. They barely knew the game, yet they still had lots of items, of guns, of armors. They were fully clothed and armed, and it was like so weird because they didn't know how to play the game. We all remember the guy going to bunker Alpha on the first floor with the minigun.
Yep.
So I'm not a huge fan of what happened on that stream. Awkward is the main word that express my feelings.
Yeah, so I actually had a conversation with one of the content creators that took part in this event. So he told me that they were that Kafir and the Last Day devs hooked them up with 200 of each pack and coins, so they can have all of the gear that they needed to do this event. So that's why we saw a lot of we would see they'd have like 10 tactical backpacks and SWAT sets and all of these guns and stuff. So that's why they had a lot of the things that they had, was because Kafir did give them that. And while I was talking with Tech, he did answer a couple of questions that people were wondering. So one of the questions was, is this even live? Like, was this all pre-recorded? And the answer is no. What the content creators were doing was, it was live, it was real time, but there were a lot of the in-between skits with the dude with the laser nipples, that stuff was pre-recorded. But what the content creators were doing was all live. So we did get that answered. It was the most bizarre thing, and I'm like, how is this even allowed on Twitch? And then it's like, oh well, yeah, because Twitch owns this. So,
Yeah. But what I want to say is that showing off players with tactical backpacks and modded AK-47 or M16 is not like relevant for new players, because they're gonna enter the game and they sooner or later they will realize that to get all that stuff, you either have to play hours and hours and hours for weeks and weeks, or to spend a huge ton of money in the game to be able to have all of that quick. So it's a bit like you're selling something super shiny and gold and stuff, and then when you open the package, it's far from reality, and this is the best way to disappoint people.
Yeah, because
so I don't think it's the right way to attract new players.
You're absolutely right, and yeah, it did not represent the game. I think, Mike, you said that earlier. It did not represent the game whatsoever. About how it's supposed to be played, how you just have an infinite amount of stuff. So I do want to talk more about the viewership numbers. So the stream that we watched, it did peak around 110,000. So the question is, because there were some conversations in the partner developer chat. So do you think that these numbers came from the fact that it was on the front page, that it was promoted by Amazon, or viewbotted? Now, Boo, let's start with you.
Tricky question. I mean,
or a combination of those.
Yeah, I mean, surely the fact that it was on the front page attracted a lot of people. Yet I cannot say for sure that they used bots. I don't have any proof for that accusation.
Right.
But it's also highly probable.
Okay, Mikey. Mikey, what do you think?
I think for me, I suppose regardless of the principle, well, you look at the whether there's I just don't see front page folks getting those sort of views.
Right.
Now I know the front page can sometimes be channeled. I think they can have more than one person effectively on the front page before you slide through the different streams that you can see on the front page, because it's suggested to you. So whether they because obviously it's part of Amazon, it does blah 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 blah, whether they can actually push that front page view to more people. But I still think when we see some streamers now on the front page who are playing, even Call of Duty or whatever, for me, I still some of those have got 2,000 viewers. I still think there's more people who are interested in watching Call of Duty than 2,000 people, if that is the algorithm we're going with. I think there's some form of either embedding bot or a view bot used to do that. Albeit, obviously, as I said, it pushed the numbers of concurrent viewers watching the game to, I think, third overall on Twitch. So it put the game front and center on the Twitch browse page of all the games. Now, that's obviously going to attract people who have never seen, who are just on the browse page looking at through the games. It is going to attract new people. The disappointing part for me was that it's going to attract new people that are just probably going to click off it because they're seeing laser nipples and whatever's.
Yeah, it was.
Stuff.
Yeah, and that's that's the thing. If the goal was, hey, let's get more exposure on our game, make it positive exposure. You don't want that is not what that is not what should be happening at all. And I would have to say, like, sure, maybe some people saw this on the front page and they're like, oh, let's check this out. Maybe because it was promoted by Amazon and Twitch and even promoted by the other streamers. But if you look at the Crown account, like you said already, it had, coming into the day, 11,000 followers, which is, kind of the same numbers that you and I have. And you're going to tell me that 10 times the number of followers is how many people are watching your stream. I'd be thankful if I had 10% of my followers watching my stream all the time. You're telling me you got 1,000%. I don't think so. And then on top of that, like I said, with the polls, you got of this big number, you got 60 people that care enough to be like, here's my opinion on this segment. It's without a doubt was some kind of view bot. Like, it's without a doubt. So of all of this, Mikey, you were out after you were banned. You still had a little bit of fire in your belly, didn't you?
Yeah, not because, again, I was none the wiser, and this is why I was upset a little bit. I say upset, but I was confused by what I was seeing for a number of reasons, and one of those was Kafir. Where's the lack of, there's a massive lack of communication between us and the partners. Even if we think about it like, as guys, this is out of our Kafir, this is out of our control. This is going to happen because we've joined with Amazon Prime, or Amazon Gaming, all this sort of stuff. They want to do a promotion of the game, blah blah blah. Fabulous, right? Unfortunately, you guys can't be involved. Fine, I have no problem with any of that. We could have been there as part of, because again, you go back to the chat, all you seen was people saying, "What am I watching?
Yeah,
what the hell is this?" And I think it was three things. What am I watching? What is this? And Viewbot. They were the most three things that I seen in that chat, and that was the disappointing thing. The game's had this level of exposure, rightly or wrongly. It's been top 3 concurrent view games for at least around 2 hours.
Sure.
That's an opportunity to me. And if we were, as partners and as avid viewers of LDoE and this Twitch community, and even to the YouTube and all that sort of stuff, we could have pulled obviously ourselves as partners and the rest of people. We could have warmed them up to it. This is happening, guys. We'd love you to be a part of it.
Sure.
Be in chat, generate a conversation, a good, productive conversation around LDoE, but that just wasn't happening. It was just like, I think it was about there was no more than 25 minutes of gameplay, I think, in the whole stream.
2 hours, yeah.
And it was an opportunity missed for me.
Oh, well, yeah, 100%. So after, this, well, actually, I think it was still during the stream, you posted a comment that I'm going to show on the stream now in the partner and developer chat. I mean, it was, I agree. I agreed with everything that you said, but could you kind of paraphrase it and tell us, what kind of a response you were expecting out of that? Or did we catch you off guard with that?
Sorry, what was the question? I was reading my own comments. Just
paraphrase what you were saying in that,
okay.
and then tell us what you were hoping to get back out of it.
I was hoping to get a bit of I was hoping to get a bit of understanding, because my first, I think, I got a little bit of a download from through Marissa, through Veronica, who told me that this is the situation. These, Crown and Prime Gaming approached Kafir they wanted to promote the game. Again, my biggest concern was, if put aside the PR stuff of, as a viewer, if I was not a partner and I spent time, money, and all this sort of stuff and put that into the game, I'm sitting there thinking, if this is a paid promotion, why am I paying my monthly subscriptions or for the season pass and all this sort of stuff? If this is what it's going to, I want permanent content. I don't want to see this guy do these challenges and stuff like that. I want permanent content. So
right,
even from that PR point, but that aside, from what I knew, the concern was how it went. Like I've just said, the whole concern was all we seen in the chat was, what the hell's going on? What is this? And Viewbot, they were kind of that was the topic of conversation in the chat. The only people that were talking about the actual what was going on, to me, there was these to me these were bot accounts that you can get, bot accounts that will say a word every so many minutes. They'll time in and say a chosen term, sentence, whatever. And it was just the same account saying the same things over and over again.
Yep. Yes, it was.
So for me, it was trying to then understand Kafia's position on why this has happened. Again, I was never bothered about not being involved in the actual stream itself. Even from a point, if Kafia, that's the route Kafia chose to promote the game, if that's what they wanted, that's absolutely fine. But at least speak to the partners so we understand what's happening, and then we can bring maybe some folks from the community to help out and promote the game. This was an opportunity that was missed, and I think I touched a little bit on that in my notes.
Yes.
But I just didn't understand at all why there was no communication about it whatsoever to the partners. That was my biggest confusion after I'd learned about, the fact that Prime Gaming approached Kafia to promote the game. That kind of sorted I thought Kafia was getting stiffed with this what I thought may have been a Viewbot, and if it was a paid partnership or whatever. I most certainly didn't want my money to going towards.
Yes.
I've invested in the game going towards that.
Yes.
Because it did nothing for the game for me. But yeah, it was more the fact that there was just no communication from the devs at all about it.
Right. And then, so after you posted that message, and for the people in the chat, I know it's small and hard to read. So I'll paraphrase, because we did get a response from Veronica. And just to paraphrase, no, we didn't pay even a cent. Prime Gaming approached us, and then they, she just goes on to talk about that they were working together to, have these streamers, create this content. They promoted it on all of their platforms. Last Day was not the first game on there, which is true. It was the second game that they did as a part of a 3-day series. And then she goes on to say, so how they brought so many viewers, it's not something that me or Kafir can answer because we don't own Twitch or Amazon, obviously. That would be cool if we did. So, and then she did go on to say that there's some things that she wasn't allowed to talk about because of a non-disclosure agreement, which, Mikey, we talked about this a little bit before we went live, that even if the whole purpose of this was to promote and to bring, communities together to showcase this game, what kind of a non-disclosure is going to be like, hey, I know you guys are partnered with this game, but you're not allowed to talk about it at all. You can't let us know that it's happening and allow us to try to help, or even just be there as ambassadors and to talk to people. It didn't like that. The thing about the non-disclosure just threw me for a loop. Mikey, I know you had some thoughts on that part as well.
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen in my in my line of work as well. What I do for the day job, I have in past roles and stuff like that. I have seen a number of non-disclosure agreements, and I've never seen a non-disclosure agreement that it is the whole fact of a non-disclosure generally is about money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the principle. To engage in a process, as you say, to promote a game, anything to support that process, i.e., discussing with partners and all this sort of stuff, admins of the Discord, whatever. I can't believe for a second that would be, you know, a sticking point in a non-disclosure agreement. It doesn't make sense. We're not sometimes non-disclosure agreements are there to protect, and that's such a strong word. Protect something, protect an asset, protect an individual, protect a brand, a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you can't talk about. We're not trying to protect anybody's reputation. We're trying to grow a game.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Nabu, so I know you read Veronica's response. What do you think about what she said back? As there was a large number of partners that were speaking out about this stream. What did you think of her response in the middle of all that?
Well, I want to believe that what she answered is the plain truth. I hope it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think there are some kind of sketchy things, like kept in the dark. I don't know. It's just a feeling. I have no evidence to prove anything else. I wish they talked to us about it. I wish they involved us more, as Mikey said. I don't know what to say specifically about what Veronica answered. I think it's always like the messenger that gets shot.
True.
But probably she was asked to answer that. Not maybe word by words, but the general idea. So I don't want to shoot at Veronica specifically. I just mean that it's sad to think that Kefir doesn't trust us as partners to, tell us more about what is happening behind the curtain.
Yeah, just keeping us in the loop for this would have been just I think Mikey already said, this is just a huge missed opportunity. This could have been something that could have been awesome, but instead it was what it was. So part of what Veronica did say was that they didn't pay money, and that it was all what it was all what the Prime Gaming and what the Crown people wanted to do, so they just went along with it. So basically saying, we were hands on, like, aside from creating the accounts and then giving them the stuff to do the stream, like they were hands off, and they didn't plan on using any of it as marketing or PR or anything. And then we saw, let's bring this up. We saw a blog post that got posted on Kefir's website that says, we jumped into the top 5 most viewed streams by gathering 117,000 viewers on the show by Prime Gaming. Sounds like an unlocked achievement. And when I saw that rubbed me just so aggressively the wrong way. So Nabu, do you think that it was right for Kefir's marketing team to use this highly controversial stream to boast getting high viewership numbers?
I
mean,
difficult question. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have done it. but I guess they handle their marketing operations as they wish. I don't think it's the best angle, if you want my opinion. But yeah, they did it anyway, so.
Yeah, it was just it was. No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Just to finish, what would be interesting is to see if the outcome of doing that is actually good or not. I mean, what do the people think about it? Not just me or Mikey, but like general opinion on the people that saw the post, both the post and the stream.
Well, I mean, it would be easy to be happy. I mean, if I wanted to, and I had a few extra $100 laying around, I can get 110,000 bots to watch my stream and be like, look at this achievement that I just unlocked.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
not really an achievement.
But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help me personally. And people are gonna say, "Wow, hey man, you have all these people, but only like X number. You only got 50 or 60 people that are actually talking," and they would be absolutely right about that. And I mean, heck, I know I've gotten this before, Mikey and Nabu. I don't know about you guys, but when there's times where I'll have 500-600 people, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, are you view botting because your chat's not very active?" And I'm like, why? Why would I do that? Like so for me, I would say like that because even the response that we got to the partners saying that they're not using this as any kind of marketing ploy or anything, and then the next day post this big like, look at this awesome thing that we did, like, oh no. So I think it was wrong, and it was just another example of them not giving us the whole truth or even like part of truth, so that's Mikey. What do you think this is at all okay?
I get any sort of where was this posted, did you say?
This was posted on September 25th, and the stream was on the 24th.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it was, again, I can't imagine what it would be, unless it was part of this non-disclosure agreement or something that they have to do. I don't know. No, I don't see any point in doing anything like that unless there's a thought there that again there's going to be more growth from putting a picture up like that. This is at the end of the day, Kafir is a business, and going back to a couple of things that were mentioned, I think again, if there's the non-disclosure agreement's there and that's fine and everything else, I can understand where Kafir, Prime Gaming and stuff, they've got involved with Prime. The game is I would like to see. They're getting involved with Amazon Prime. They've Twitch drops, of course, has happened for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's making the right connections. Whether part of this, again, how much they knew about what was going to happen, I think, and that's where I have maybe some sympathy with Kafir. And if they didn't know 100% about what was going to happen, and all they were basically told was, we just need you to create some accounts, stack them up a little bit, give them some guns, blah 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 blah, then I understand. But again, just it's all about communication. But and then as you say, this again, I don't, if this is a business, what are we what are Kafir gaining from putting up a picture like this when half the or a portion of the community are sitting there and have seen what happened, and it doesn't resonate, as we know that wasn't necessarily 117,000 viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really it doesn't benefit anything really. In all honesty, it would be interesting to see. I think Nabu, you just mentioned that before. It would be interesting to see if we see an increase in game downloads, or seeing something out the other side. What did we get from this partnership, whatever it is? Because 117,000 people concurrently at some point is a lot of people. At 1.5, what was it? Over 1 million people. Did you say?
Yeah, 1.5 million unique views on this video.
Unique views. So 1.5 million unique views. That is a huge, considering I think last time I seen that the game had around 50 million downloads, maybe more. 1.5 million is a lot of people. So what would we say? 10% maybe. Normally, I think I've seen some stats somewhere. Normally, around 10% take up on some of the things like these is a reasonable number to consider for take up. It'd be interesting to see some stats on that, but yeah, I don't see any benefit to posting this.
Yeah, especially, I mean, because even of the 1.5 million, it's how many of them are legitimate, and
well, that's the thing, and that's the whole principle, isn't it? It's whether they are legitimate, unique individuals, which as we questioned before, didn't we?
Right.
Yeah. May I add something?
Sure.
I think that Kefir would benefit more if they posted more regularly about their existing official partners, about communicating about their channels on their different media, social media accounts, than doing like just communication about a one-time thing, because new gamers that will see that post, they have nothing left after that. But if they would communicate about their official partners, the gamers could come on our stream, chat with people who actually know the game, and raise the interest that way. I think it would be a better strategy, and also a cheaper one.
Absolutely. I mean, again, supposedly they paid no money for this, but as we were not given the whole truth about this whole thing.
Yes, we can ask.
All right. So let's move on to our next topic, season 11. Before we jump into that, for the people in the live stream, if you do have questions about this the stream that we were talking about season 11, or about the season 12 teaser art that we're gonna look at, make sure that you post them in the Discord. Let me link that for you guys one more again. Make sure that you guys post your questions there, and Nabu is going to read some of those out for us to answer live on the podcast. So, season 11. Nabu, this is all you.
Yeah, so season 11, a season about the crater. Well, I guess I lost $40 because the last cast we did a bet.
Baboon King and I called it. Baboon King and I called it.
Yeah.
Baboon, if you're listening to this, you make sure that you hit up Nabu, because she's gonna pay what she owes.
I saw him in the chat. So guys, you just have to send me your PayPal's accounts so I can send you the money.
We'll settle for a bottle of wine.
Yeah, but it's it costs more to ship a bottle of wine from France to the United States. So I'd rather just give you $20.
That sounds like your problem, not mine. Okay, so season 11, multiplayer.
Yeah, season 11. So season about the crater. So I want to ask you, like, there are some new stuff that have been brought to the game, like changes in the contracts. And so Mikey, do you think the task that are in the contracts, sorry, are relevant, or do you think not that much? What do you think about the difficulty of it? Like, what are your general thoughts about the contracts?
I love the fact that contracts have been put back in the game. And they were taken out because we had kill the miner. I think they were like kind of more difficult contracts, and you got like an MP5 or something afterwards. But I love the fact that they've put contracts back in the game. The difficulty and things, again, they need to expand on the contracts. I think there's probably a rotation of about 8-ish contracts or something like that, maybe maybe a few more. There's not a lot, and the difficulty, craft 5 items, I've seen craft 2 items, buy 2 things, visit 5 different areas. I like the principle that contracts are in the game. It needed contracts. It needed something to promote that. Because let's be honest, the creator became a bit stagnant once you were doing your levels and stuff, and then you got to a point where you needed air filters. You didn't need to buy anything from anybody really, so you weren't traveling to other clans shops and stuff like that. People weren't buying anything because they needed the really high tier loot, and you just weren't going to get that. So contracts are a way to obviously stimulate the economy in the creator, which is absolutely needed. But yeah, there needs to be more variety for me. Some definitely harder contracts. More variety and harder to complete for me.
Yeah,
But
I feel you. What about you, Ruckus?
I mean, I'd 100% with what Mikey said. And we saw something similar in season 9, where it was, you can do, a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3 for like capturing zombies. But even the hardest tier zombies to catch, you can do in tactical gear and a machete. You didn't need the best guns, the best armor. It was just kind of meh. Like you're meaning to tell me that this is the hardest that we can do? Like, no, make it harder, but make it worth the reward at the same time. And I would say, so we saw the same thing in this season with it's not hard stuff to do, so it's not challenging. And for me, that makes it a little less fun. If it's not a challenge, it's like, travel to 3 shops and buy 20 items. Okay, I can do that. That's easy. But at the same time, like it's less fun because it's so easy to do. So yeah, I would appreciate it. I'm not saying go back to when it was like, hey, kill the devourer and you get a gun, or kill the miner and like it was very easy to get guns and some other high tier stuff back before these changes. When we had you have these 3 things that you can do, and I think you get like 2 of them were guns, and then the other one was like a MRE, something like that. So more variety and more difficult would be just something to make it more fun. But it does when you have to sell things, when you have to buy things. So you're being required to do all this stuff to level up the season pass, and then it like you said, it's an economy boost. It stimulates. Oh, well, now, because last season, man, I needed reds, and nobody was buying anything because nobody was really playing multiplayer last season. So this was much needed, and I think it's if they keep the contract system in, obviously you're not going to have the points to level up the pass, but put in some other rewards, or make the coupons that you get like increase that or something to make it worthwhile. I think that's going to keep people doing multiplayer stuff a lot longer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And so, what do you think of the bonus, like the multiplication by 5, by 2 on the contracts workers? Is it interesting? Is it useless? Is it?
I mean, I don't understand exactly how. Is it five? Like, is it a set amount already, and then the numbers that we see are 5 times or 2 times or whatever, or do we just get the random bonus on top of the numbers that we see? So I never really paid that much attention to it. And honestly, I would just, like, if I ever had the, visit 3 districts and then buy 40 items, I would just always take those. So for me, the bonus numbers, I haven't paid attention to them. I don't know. Maybe you guys have. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. What about you, Mikey?
I think the bonuses is a. I understand what they're trying to get that. I suppose it works for doing because we have a choice of what contracts you choose. It's to get people to, do all the tasks. Because I think once you choose, so you have I don't know whether everything starts out as like a 5 times bonus, but basically what I think I've seen is, and chat will completely roast me and correct me if I'm wrong. I think so. If you do one task, that's 5 times. The next time that task comes around, it will then become a 3 times or a 2 times. So you can't keep. I think that's maybe how it works. So it's trying to push you to do all the tasks because basically, effectively, I don't know whether they reset every day or I know there's a timer for the tasks to reset, which I'm guessing that's what the bonus is for. Basically, you only get one opportunity to do all at 5 times. And then they want you to vary the tasks and not just pick. Or it gives you, I suppose, extra incentive to pick some of the harder tasks, if you can call them harder. Like I don't know, go and kill 8 zombies, or 8 fast biters, I think it is, or open 5 stashes. I like the. I think the idea is I get the idea. I understand why it's there. I personally don't see much wrong with it. I think it's okay.
Yeah,
it's just the contracts itself need to vary more. There needs to be more of them. They need to be better.
Right.
For me.
Yeah. Personally, I didn't understand the interest in the bonuses because the points you earn in doing the tasks allows you to move in the season pass. But instead of maybe doing bonuses, they could like just increase the difficulty, and so the rewards of the points you earn for the season pass and stuff, instead of just like putting bonuses on always the same tasks, like easy ones like shopping. I mean, I like shopping, but
you don't say.
Not only. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about the season pass. This is like directly linked to the contracts. Right. Did you think it is or was, I don't know where you're at, but easy to fulfill, like to end the season pass? What about you, Ruckus?
It's as easy as you want it to be, really. Because there are, like what we've been talking about, it's the contracts to level up are very easy to do. It's very tedious. It takes a while, but when it's just, if you pick the right 2 to couple up together, like visiting districts and buying items, like collecting resources and killing zombies, or killing zombies and opening stashes. If you couple them up the right way, it's very, very easy to do. And yeah, so I think it's easy to do the things. It's just tedious and okay, I just did shopping and now I have another shopping. All right, so let's go do that again. So as long as you can, stay vigilant and keep at it, yeah, it's pretty easy to get this one.
Yeah. Okay. I see you like nodding your head, Mikey. Does that mean you share the same opinion?
Yeah, I think this is where they kind of missed the trick. It is expand, because it is very easy, but as Rook said, it's very easy but very tedious, or it can be very tedious. I don't think the contracts are enough to stimulate, actually grinding the game for me in the creator. After you've done, your round, I'd say no more than, after 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes, you've done pretty much your contracts completely. If not, I don't even think it's 30 minutes, to be honest. You've done your contracts, and then it's just rinse and repeat.
Yep.
And I don't. That to me, there's not enough, depth to the season. When you're trying to level up the season pass, it needs to be something, especially when we think about previous seasons. I know they weren't multiplayer seasons, but when we think of previous seasons, like Fort Moss, I know that was ridiculous. That was too over the top. That was ridiculous.
Oh my god! Yeah,
that was that gives me nightmares. Though.
Oh my god!
The prison. You think about the depth those seasons had. Prison not as much, but still a lot more depth than 10 contracts we've got in to complete the season pass in this season. There definitely needed to be more added on to this season for me.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah, that raises another question, but maybe not for today. Maybe for another day.
Okay.
About the season pass. What do you think about the rewards of this season in the season pass, Mikey? Do you think it's?
I like them. I say individually, I can't remember exactly what. I like the fact that they've put, because the big thing they messed up with on the previous whatever season, was it season 9, was the first multiplayer one. They had they had a massive multiplayer, the creator update, and then the season pass was for single player, and that didn't make sense. I like the fact that they've put the multiplayer, aspects, the multiplayer rewards in the season this time. However, I think it really needed. I would love to see it being separated out, because at the end of the day, we've probably got two different types of players. Ones that like the creator and ones that don't. People that prefer just to play the single player, and I think it'd be good to have 2 season passes to and they can level it up as they choose, whether that's the multiplayer one or whether that's the single player one. But I really like the chest idea. It's infuriating because I never seem to get what I want, but I get it and I like it, and it adds a bit of variety to it. I suppose it adds a bit more depth to the season, because it's not just, you're not just guaranteed the item, you've got to keep grinding for it. But again, going back to the other question, I don't think there's enough depth in the playability of the season to want to grind for those items. That's the problem. I think the season pass is fine. It's the tasks and the contracts and stuff that where there isn't enough.
Yeah.
But overall, I like them.
It's like, how much do you want it? Like, what you have to do to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But how bad do you want it? It's not. It's not undoable, but it's just gonna be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it shows also that Kefir like ears the complaints of the players, because I feel like every season they made some small changes regarding the criticism that the players made on the previous one. So I think it's a good point for Kefir. What do you think, Rugus? The rewards.
I mean, yeah, I agree with everything that Mikey said. Once again, the having like, I mean, just imagine a world where you have, if you're in multiplayer, you don't see all of the stuff in your single player inbox. I mean, that's especially given the fact that that you can only have that stuff there for 30 days, and the packs that if you win a tournament and you get packs from that, you get those for 2 days. And you're like, oh man, like I want to be able to, make sure that I'm not losing this stuff. So, so what I want to be able to scroll through it easily. So that would be absolutely huge. To have the separate inboxes. They made a step in the right direction with splitting half of the rewards to single player and half to multiplayer. I think they're just trying to keep everybody happy because there are going to be some people that are only going to do the multiplayer stuff to get the season pass for their single player because they don't care about it. I would be curious if next season, I think we're assuming that season 12 will be a single player update, if half of the stuff from that pass will be towards multiplayer. If they're trying to get that, I don't think it will. But if we're keeping it fair, then why not? So
should we put a bet on it?
No. I'm saying it won't. I'm saying they're not gonna do it. But I think it's something that they should do because I enjoy multiplayer out just as much, if not more, than the single player side. So I would like to see that. The only disappointing thing that I have about the non-premium pass is that you can't get a military backpack on the single player side. I think that would have been something nice for players to give them. I mean, like and if they, if they take it out and they die with it, then it's gone, but at least give them the opportunity to get it, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. I agree with both of you. Another thing that had changes is the tournaments. We were talking about Kefir airing out complaints of the players. So we saw that the tournament system changed. Like, what do you think, Mikey, about the new system and the new rewards they put in the tournaments?
Yeah, I think there was a system that could. I think it goes back to this thing of people using the ready meal things to basically just kill off anybody who's engaging in the tournament. I heard something. This is kind of I don't know whether this is a thing, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I heard that when you get into a tournament, the more it kind of puts the people who use ready meals more together in the same tournament, and then people who don't use ready meals is kind of, so there's an algorithm there that Kefir are trying to separate those out. Is that right? Do we know this?
I haven't heard that. I mean, what makes sense to me is because there's 3 tiers now. If you're gonna be in the top tier, I mean, let's just say it, you're probably gonna be using ready meals. Or even in a lot of times, if you're in the middle tier, it's going to be like some people will, some people won't. But I think that's why I think separating things out into different tiers is just brilliant. And it's because, you got those people, you're separating them out from the pack. And then the people that are more free to play, they're going to be, staying in the lower tiers. And it's just it's brilliant, and it's going to stop people from complaining as much. Now that said, in a tournament in the tier 2, I got second place in the tournament with about 900 points, and first place was at like 4,000. And I'm like, bro, like that is such a waste, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, you could have used less than half of what you used, but hey, you do you, man. But yeah, I think that move with the tournaments was just brilliant, though.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. They did what they did. Also because it gives more interest to do the tournaments, because the rewards are not always the same when you level up. So I think that's cool too.
Yeah.
Okay. And talking about new stuff, what do we think about the creator coins? Did Kefir made the right decision to split into 2 currencies between the solo single player and the multiplayer? What do you think, Mikey?
I get why it's done. I understand why. Again, it's kind of trying to tailor to 2 separate groups of people who like multiplayer and people who don't like multiplayer. So if you have your regular coins that we've known, that we've always had, the gold, the Z coins for however long they've been there. They are for single player people who want to, invest in the game to get those Z coins. Then you do that through single player as normal, and then the multiplayer coins. Again, it's a different. I suppose it's catering for different groups of players. I can't really. I don't know whether I can't really pass comments, I suppose, on whether I like it or not, because it's just another form of currency in the game. I think. I suppose I like the fact that it is there to, as I said, cater for different audiences within the game. I think, again, as you say, it's Kefir trying to listen to feedback and stuff like that. But I think it just is what it is. It's another form of currency. I don't really have a view on, I suppose, whether it's whether I like it or not. I was a little disappointed when I came to because what could you use? I think I could use my my coins to do. I can't remember. Oh yeah, to skip. I wanted to skip her. I needed to make something to level up in the.
Oh yeah.
And I was a little disappointed when I came to skip it, and I had to use these creator coins instead. But yeah, again, I get why it's there, and I don't have any qualms about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I know a lot of, several players got triggered by that change. They were very bothered. What do you think, Ruckus?
Well, I was one of those people. I was triggered when I saw. I was like, what the hell? And because the first thing that that went to my head was, oh yeah, this is just this is they're trying to make more money, and I get it. That's you're a company. You should make more money. I understand, but man, I was so mad because I was using those coins for energy, and like Mikey said, like just skipping a few things because I got the extra coins to back it up. So, and then I heard from Vigilante the reason why, and at first I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So the reason why they made this change is the same reason that they changed the rationing system, because of people that can manipulate the data as it is on their personal device in single player and then carry that over into into the multiplayer side. So if you can manipulate the amount of rations you have on single player, then you can go to multiplayer and do the same thing. And similarly, people were doing that with the coins. And then I started thinking about it. And I was like, okay, sure, that does make sense. But why not just take the coin system and the rationing system and anything else that you want separate and move that off of local devices and have that be stored on the server? You're not like you're basically, creating new elements and putting them on the server anyways. So it's not like either way you go, you're adding more stuff to the server. So why not just move the stuff over? And then that's when I realized it does go back to the money aspect. If you want to use coins in single player and multiplayer, you can't pay for one. You have to pay for both now. So I'm not mad at it, but it's like, crap, that sucks. I get it, but I wish it was different.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so related to those creator coins, I guess you guys noticed that there's like a daily store where you can have old backpack skins, old underwears, like contents from older seasons. What do you think about the fact that Kefir added all of that in that new section of the store? Mikey?
I like the fact that they've added it. I don't like the fact that I have to pay coins for it.
Yep.
I think I would have liked, again, going back to the talking about the depth of this season, and I don't. It doesn't have. There isn't enough going on for me to really grind the season out and enjoy the season. I think I like the idea of this page, the daily store, where you can get different things. You can get a free gift. I like all that, but I don't like the fact that I have to pay for the things in there when they've been in the game for however long. Again, that's where I think if it's new content, which I know some of it may be, but a lot of it, I think most of it isn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like the idea of a daily store, but I want that to be something to work towards, not just have to pay for. Again, going back to it's a business, I get why it's done, but at least put some new things in there, put some new skins, put something different that you can buy, not skins that have been around in the game for however long.
Yeah, I understand, but I not completely agree with you, because some of the stuff you can have for creative coins now in the daily store were things you only could have with the premium season pass. So that means older player had to pay for it. So it doesn't shock me that we have to use creator coins, and I rather have to use those coins that to use like actual money, because we can earn some coins in the season pass. I mean, yeah, but
sure.
I understand that it would have been nice to have like new contents also. What do you think, Rikus?
Well, I disagree with both of you. So, look, as somebody that hasn't played this game from the start, I think it's great that I can go back and get some of these older bike skins that I didn't have the opportunity to get. So I appreciate that. I also, there are areas in the game or in the season pass, so we are still getting new skins. So I'm not upset about that. There's nothing new in the daily shop. The only thing, I wish it wasn't the coins. Like, if you're saying, I mean, I get why it's coins. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was like foils. And you could say like whites or reds. Doesn't matter which one. Make it both for all I care. But just give it, like, have it be something that you can earn and not just buy straight out. That's what I think there.
Okay.
I think just on that, look, I think that's the nail on the head for me that I didn't mention is, the whole principle around the creator and making, the creator having playability for a long, over a long term is keeping people engaged with, working towards something. Yes, the season pass is there, but if you then made the daily store, or and you can even have a monthly store, something to work towards on a monthly basis. Loads of games do that, or a weekly basis.
That's true.
Loads of games do that, where it gives you actually something to work towards. So if you then put, keep some that are creator coins and stuff like that. But if you then put stuff in there that are, you don't need to get creator coins. You don't need to grind the game. Yes, they're in the season pass. But what you do need, and again, you can buy foils and the tickets as well, the coupons, sorry, in the store. But if you make those items to the point where they can be redeemed via the counterfoils, that instantly pushes the playability, because most people are going to be grinding counterfoils and buying and selling and stuff. It creates that economy that this type of game or this type of multiplayer that they're going for is based on. And right now, there's nothing really pushing that economy. That's why I think, again, I was streaming the other day, and I'm seeing, I'm going around different clans, different clan areas, markets and stuff like that. And people have just got there's no items in there. Now, some of them may have been sold, but when you actually go into them, there's just not a single item in there, which I just think it shows the playability of this, this type of multiplayer is unfortunately at the moment a bit short and sweet. Obviously, when the season pass comes in, and that helps, drive the people coming in and wanting to play Sector 7. But something like those daily rewards, or a weekly reward, or daily shops, weekly shops, monthly shops, however they want to do it. Even if you put like a season shop in there, so something separate from your season reward, your season pass, that you can grind for by saving counterfoils, or by making coupons, by getting involved in tournaments, all that sort of stuff. That then instantly continues to charge that that economy and that playability, which I don't think is there yet, other than the season pass.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's helping it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to drop off after the season's done. I hope it stays a little bit. Like, obviously, if people aren't being incentivized, hey, go to 3 districts and buy 20 things. The people are just like, all right, I don't need anything, so let me go buy 20 plant fibers or 20 empty cans, or just whatever, 20 of the cheapest crap that you got, berries, whatever. And so I think a lot of that's going to go away if this contract system is not a permanent thing. And I mean, we have a couple of weeks to find out, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so from what I got, Mikey and you too, Ruckus, you think in terms of content, new items, this is pretty poor this season. Yet we still have one new thing that is supposed to be permanent, is the market skins. And some backpack skins. Well, there are a few new things still. What do you think of that existing items, new items? Do you think they're good? Do you think the fact that we can change the market skin is interesting? What are your thoughts about it, Ruckus?
Well, so it was something that that I always said would be a great thing to have, to be able to have your market be unique. And I was thinking, place some ferns or some lights, like decor like we have in single player. Be able to put some of that stuff down. Like have a lounge, like a like an area where players can go and just like maybe you add an interaction where people can sit like at a table or something and just like in chit chat or something. I don't know. I thought something like that would be cool. So they kind of they took the sure, let's allow things to be unique. And they brought in these skins, and I do think they're cool. It's something. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's something, and it's a great first step into making markets unique and different from each other. I like the fact that it can add to your popularity for your individual shop, and it's not just. This was something that I learned, and I was telling other people they were wrong, and I was wrong. It's not the skin that you have on your shop, it's how many skins you have owned. So you can earn popularity on multiple skins while only having one of them on. And yep, I definitely had egg on my face when I told people, no, that's dumb. It's definitely only one. And then it says it in plain text that it's all of them combined. So, so I'm happy with it. I think again, it's a step in the right direction. It's not the whole, like jumping 2 feet in that I would want them to do, but it's a step. And maybe the next time we get another multiplayer update, we will have more uniqueness that we can add on to our shops.
Yeah. And what about you, Mikey?
Yeah, completely agree really with what Rook said. Skin, you look again, if we think about the game as a business again and what Kafir are trying to do, I understand the principles. We look at other games in any form. Skins are a huge part of the economy for game developers. Different customization aspects and all that sort of stuff. It's a huge part of it. Again, it's just I think it's something we all want is variety and new things and all this sort of stuff coming. I know they're coming every season right now. I wonder if there comes a day where Kafir will be able to do some weekly updates, even if it is just a skin. I understand. See those sorts of things, but
yes.
It's one of those. They kind of do something. Where they obviously can do where the season releases happen. So we've seen in past seasons where it's week 1, week 2, week 3. So they'll obviously have the capacity or the manpower to do various additions to the game week by week, which I think it keeps it interesting. We don't just see this season, we've just got everything in front of us in one go.
That's true.
There needs to be some variety in there, and I think that the way to do that, add the variety is new skins, the chopper skins, all that sort of stuff. I like it. It needs to be there. There needs to be more of it. Again, as Rook said, it's definitely a step in the right direction, which is good. I think we, as a community, we probably just want to see more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true. And you talked like close to it. The last thing we haven't talked about yet about the new stuff in the crater is the chopper. We can now have the chopper in the crater. What are your thoughts about it, Mikey?
Again, I like it. I think it had to happen. I don't think it adds a great deal. I like the fact that it is a piece. It's something to show off. So if you get like a rare skin, or something like that, it's obviously something to show off. But it's it's not necessarily, for me, it's not necessarily new content, but it definitely had to be done. So I still like it. I feel generally a lot of these this season 11 update is a lot of these aspects. For me, it doesn't feel like a season. It feels like just a normal update to what was the creator. Like contracts, I think contracts should have already been in there. The bike should have already been in there. Customization for the store should have been in there. I think to me it doesn't feel like a season.
That's fair.
These are just small additions to because when we consider what a season is, in the past ones where we've had the carnival, the prison, Fort Moss, there's a bit of a storyline to it. Even the last one about catching zombies, there was a big storyline behind it, where this has just been, a few additions to the creator. Again, very necessary additions, needed. They were good. Again, there's room for improvement on the contracts and stuff like that. But again, they're needed in there. I don't really have anything bad to say about the Madden Chopper skins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. It's there, but it's not like game changing.
I get what you're saying though, Mikey. Like, really, the only thing that is a season about this is the fact that there's a pass. Everything else that got added could be permanent content. You can keep contracts, and just you don't have it to where you earn season pass points, and you just earn the coupons. The what else came in? The bikes, like all of the skins, like that stuff's gonna stay. But yeah, like everything else that they did can be permanent content if they choose for it to be. Now, that said, I think they missed with the choppers, because you're not using fuel. You're still using energy, and you can only take your chopper to an instant zone like the Red Forest or Crossroads or the container. So I can't take my chopper to like a regular resource zone and fully farm it out. If I want to go to a red, I don't mean like the Red Forest, but if I want to go to a redwood zone and fully farm everything, or at least farm more stuff. I got my military backpack and I got my 4 extra slots on the chopper. Well, I don't get to take my chopper. So it's and I'm still using energy. I'm not using gas or anything. So I don't know. I would have what I said months ago. What would be great is to have your chopper be something like you have a sidecar, or like 2 sidecars, and you can take like a crew with you, or even have it not be like a chopper, like you got a little like minivan, and whoever from your clan wants to come in, that I don't know. So I think, I mean, it's cool that you can see everybody's choppers and everybody's skins and all that stuff, but it felt like a bit of a missed opportunity. It's not awful, but yeah, it could have been better.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on all that matters. I hope you're hot and ready, because this is rapid fire question time.
Oh crap, I didn't even look at them.
Okay, it's easy ones, I guess. So the idea is to answer the question the faster as you can. Like, do not take too much time to think about it. Just answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? What is the best skins for market shops? Mikey.
The duck one, because that's the one I've got.
Market?
camouflage because we are hunting zombies. At least we were last season.
Yeah. Okay. What is the item to buy? The best item to buy from the precedent seasons, Ruckus?
Whatever bike skin that I don't have.
Okay, Mikey.
That was my answer. What? I can pick the
Okay,
same
I
one.
would have answered the underwears.
Oh.
Hey, the underwears, that's a good one. Or
Okay.
backpacks. Yeah.
Okay, best thing ever in the season, Mikey.
Oh, I got one.
It's got to be contract for me.
I got one. Was it my turn?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
best thing in the new season, the fact that you can get air filters at every different instant zone now. It's in Crossroads, it's in the Devour, the Minor, you get them everywhere now. Oh my gosh. Oh, so much. It was so needed, and it's so good.
Okay, agreed, Mikey.
Yeah, completely agree.
Okay. And what is the worst thing about this season, Ruckus?
That it's another repetitive, endless grind. I mean, it's. Oh, actually, no, not even that. It's that it's not challenging. The season is not challenging.
Okay.
That's the
Okay, Mikey.
Probably going back to what I said before around it. I don't feel like this season is a season. I don't think it's like what we've seen before in terms of other seasons and updates.
Okay, that sounds fair. On a scale from 1 to 10, rate this season now, Ruckus.
If we're taking Mikey's concept of this not being a season and taking like just the season content versus the permanent content, the season I'd give it a 4. The update as a whole with the permanent content, I'll give it an 8 because we added a lot of good stuff. But as far as it being a season, it's easy and boring.
Okay, Mikey, yeah.
Completely agree with what Rux just said. For me, I'm going to give it a hard 6 because, again, I feel like many of the updates that came in this season should have been. They're just updates to me. They're not a season, so I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay, that's pretty much the rate I would have given
Nice.
too. Okay, that's all, guys, for me. Thank you for answering those questions. I think, Ruckus, this is your...
Yeah, so we have we have one more thing just to touch on, and then we are going to take questions from the Discord. So we'll do this one more time. You guys, Naboo is going to start reading some questions that are in the Discord if you guys have anything that you'd like to add. But the last thing that we're going to talk about before that is going to be something that got put out by Kafir. We got some artwork, some teaser artwork for season 12. So we know that it's going to be some type of cargo is going to be being delivered. To read the tweet that they put out. Turns out we have several cryptology geniuses, blah, 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 blah. They've managed to crack our emoji cipher, bring cargo. As we said, it's connected with the coming update, but how? What cargo is that? Who's going to deliver it? So far, there are more questions than answers. Well, thanks for that. So we do see... oh, wait, actually, you know what? If we're breaking it down, I'm just noticing that on this artwork, we're seeing the Genesis logo once again. So maybe there are some Genesis scientists that are so maybe we're going back to season 10 with in continuing that storyline. Maybe the cargo has something to do with a cure or something that the scientists were doing research on. I don't know, Mikey. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, that was kind of the first thing I noticed was the Genesis sign. So I feel like it is still connected to that storyline. It'll be interesting to see. I'd love, because to me some of that looks like, when you look at the initial picture on the left, that looks like a hook, something that you would attach to like a helicopter would pick up,
like a carabiner. Well, no, probably.
Yeah, I'm just that sort of darker image on the left hand side. It looks like just like a clasp that you would attach, a helicopter would lift something up with. I don't know, something along those lines. It would be interesting to. I hope it's something we can open, but I think it's something that we will probably fill, and I don't know, maybe there's some sort of like you say last season. This is all about this whole thing about finding the cure and all this sort of stuff. I feel like we will need to go out and collect various things, fill this, and have it extracted in some way, and yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. I like the storyline. I just hope the season comes with good a good season pass and a good continues that good storyline.
Yeah. And Naboo, are you seeing anything unique out of this? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't really know what to say about like speculations that could be from that post, but surprise us, Kefir. I mean, okay, this is a good teasing. Let us be surprised.
I mean, I still like to just make some wild speculations and try to figure it out. So it does. I mean, because we are seeing the Genesis stuff, it would imply that we are, having a follow up. Because I felt so underwhelmed with the zombie hunting season. I thought that was just a lot that was missed, and could have just there could have been so much more there. So maybe this is the follow up to that season, and I don't know. So I guess we will see. So why don't we move now into questions from the Discord? What do we have? What are people asking us, Naboo?
There is Koz Lushar that is asking, will watch an ad for free stuff ever show up in Sector 7? Because getting coins from there would be very cool. Not going to do that in single player, but for multiplayer, I would be interested. I hit the rigged single player one. This is the question.
I mean, on one hand, I would say if it's not there now, then probably not. But like Mikey already pointed out, there's a lot of things that should have been in multiplayer that are just now getting added. So I say no, but I don't know. Mikey, how about you?
Yeah, I probably agree. If it's not in now, it's probably unlikely to find its way in. I know they're probably going to tweak Sector 7 over a number of updates and a number of seasons, but I think it's probably unlikely to find its way in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, next question is from Ordep Tuga from Portugal. Asking about the possibility to get a second floor in single player, or maybe more kind of a bunker like those added into the zone, but I guess is meaning in our own base. It would be cool.
Mikey, do you remember the advertisement where it was showing? I know it was on Facebook, but it was like it would just it would show like different parts of the game where it's like collect resources, and you see somebody mining stone and it was appearing as bricks, and it was like build your base, and then it showed a guy like he built a first floor and then a second floor, and he put turrets on the second floor, and everybody was like, oh man, that's so cool. The next update we're going to be able to have a second floor to our bases. That's awesome. And then we said something in the partner chat about it, and they were like, oh, that's not a thing. We're not doing that. I was like, you might want to talk to your marketing team then. So as far as that goes, I don't see there being I don't see that being added anytime soon. I don't even know that I would want it. It would look cool, sure, but at the same time, I would rather development be focused elsewhere, personally.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it definitely look cool, but I want permanent content. I think everybody wants permanent content.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. True. There is Baboon King asked a question, but we already answered it earlier. And there is Cause the Charm being as goofball and asking us, what do we expect to come in season 13?
I mean, how do you even speculate? I don't even know what 12 is gonna be.
I want a pony.
A pony. That's where I would say if we're going every other one like we've seen in the past, it's gonna be a multiplayer update, and we're gonna have clan wars. I said it last time. I'll say it again. Season 13 multiplayer clan wars. I'm taking my shot.
Okay, I'm not getting a new bet with you against you. So I leave Mikey to it.
I would love to see Clan Wars. That is, again, it's a staple. Games like this, where multiplayer is going to be a big part of the game, which I think, any mobile game generally has, have aspirations for multiplayer because it has, it promotes that integration with the community and all that sort of stuff. It promotes playability. Clan Wars is a staple in lots of those games, so it needs to happen. I just want permanent content. I want like the other floors of Bunker Alpha or Bunker Bravo to be unlocked. Something. Let's start somewhere. Who knows this storyline with the Genesis thing, and we may see, even the last one, we may have to venture into floors or areas of the map that we've never been in before to collect something to put in that crate. Who knows? But season 13, I think for me, it has to, regardless of what it is, it has to be better than season 11.
And if not Clan Wars, it's gonna be that power plant, and we're gonna find out that it's a multiplayer instance with bosses, like different floors and different bosses.
Yep.
That, I mean, I don't know. That's maybe just hopes and dreams, but man, that would just be so cool.
But could you imagine if he did put in, like, even again, putting into the I think it will boost the number, the interactions far more if you have in the creator, new places to go and farm, or new runs that you can go and do with your clan and stuff like that. That's key. That's what keeps the playability up. But it's, again, unfortunately, this season, again, if for this to be a season, I think we needed to see more zones we could go to, or more bosses we could fight, not just the same ones we've had for the last couple of seasons from when the first creator update was done. We effectively had the same zones and stuff that we'd go to, which is a shame. But fingers crossed for the next, or season 13.
Yep.
I guess we'll see. I think that's it for the questions, Ruckus. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, if that's all the questions, well, first, thank you, everybody in the chat. I guess mainly Cause for submitting those questions. Everybody else that put them in as well. Mikey, thanks for coming back and doing another podcast with us. It was you were in it, man. Like you were right in the firing lines of trying to take down Crown for this that ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous stream that they did. So thanks for coming back and being a part of this.
No, I enjoyed it, so thanks for having me back, dudes.
Yep. As for everybody else from Naboo and myself, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will be back next month with another episode. I assume we'll be talking about the new season, and if anything else crazy like this wild stream happens, we'll be covering that as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Ooh, the Rockies, yeah. The Rockies, ooh, yeah. You like my Twitch channel, it's the Rockies, oh, yeah,